What is up, Mets fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Mets'd podcast. Burning a little bit of the late night oil here. Boys have been here since 2 o'clock. It's now 10:30. It's a long day for the podcasters. A lot of interviews. DJ Stewart, the GOAT, the King, our guy. DJ Stewart interview coming out on Friday, hopefully for you guys. And Kodai Senga back on the podcast. So keep an eye out for those. Got a lot to talk about here. Pretty good series against the Rangers. Some weird stuff going on in the first two games, but ended it in dramatic fashion with our King, DJ Stewart. We'll talk about everything with you guys going on in Mets world. Make sure you are following us on our social media at Mets'd on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Subscribe to the New York Mets YouTube channel so you can see all the video versions of what we're doing here on the Mets'd podcast, including the interviews coming at you. And if you're listening to us, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Odyssey, drop us a rating, drop us a review, download, and subscribe. James, how we feeling?
Feeling great. We just watched DJ Stewart take over New York City.
Our King. The Mets'd bump is real. It's back.
Interviewed DJ Stewart around 3 o'clock, 3:30.
Yeah.
And by 10 o'clock, he was a folk hero.
I mean,
that's how quickly it happens.
He was unbelievable today. He's been unbelievable since getting this consistent playing time. But the two home runs, the home run late in the game to tie it up, and the walk-off hit by pitch, it's just it's crazy. There was a stat from Mark Simon, who's Stat Info Solutions, I believe. He's a smart dude, knows his numbers. And he said that the Mets have only had this happen one time before in their history, and that was...
Player hit 2 home runs and had a hit by pitch.
And that was Carlos Delgado back in 2007 against the San Francisco Giants, whose manager also, weirdly, was Bruce Bochy at the time. So that has now happened twice to him against the Mets, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, and you also forgot DJ Stewart's catch in the, I believe that was the 9th inning, crashing into the wall.
Unbelievable play.
Yeah, amazing. And again, ending with a walk-off hit by pitch. Last time we saw a walk-off hit by pitch was the Michael Conforto game in 2021.
You and your dad were at that game.
Yeah, we were.
Came right back to my apartment right after. I think we had some. That might have been the last time I had pizza.
Bellucci's.
Wow.
Yeah. Had
some pizza, some good pizza out there, and that's a while ago. It's crazy.
It was a while ago. That was one of the first ever memes we did from the Mets'd podcast.
Yeah.
With Adam Sandler.
A little elbow sticking out.
That's right when the podcast began. Fun times, but just it's kind of you gotta pull back a little bit to look at this DJ Stewart thing with an objective lens, because at the end of the day, this guy has 8 home runs and 50 at bats now, or 49 because the last one was the plate appearance, not an at bat, hit by pitch. The crowd in Citi Field was chanting his name,
DJ Stewart.
After he made that catch, shout out Razor. He played last night. The DJ Saved My Life over the loudspeaker, and it's just it really never stopped. And the game really only could have ended on a crazy play like that from DJ Stewart, and it was kind of beautiful if that's how it did go.
I told you.
Yeah.
When we were watching the game late, I said, DJ Stewart's got to end this. The Mets went down kind of quietly in the 9th inning, and then DJ Stewart comes up in the 10th after intentional walk to Pete Alonso and a fantastic at-bat by Francisco Alvarez, who we know has been struggling a little bit, but huge at-bat against Aroldis Chapman. I looked at you, I was like, this is big for the growth of Francisco Alvarez, showing the patience, showing that the moment's not too big for, himself. To get DJ Stewart to the plate, first pitch, bang, hit by pitch, walk-off winner.
And flip the bat in the air. That was Vito's favorite part of that bat.
And I like the Hubba Bubba helmet.
Yeah, that was a good idea. I don't know if he did that himself. Lindor was the first guy out there to greet him at first base, and they chased him just like did Rafael Ortega last Sunday. So also 2 walk-offs for the Mets in a week.
Yeah.
Very fun. But yeah, they threw the bubble gum all over him, dumped the water at him. DJ Stewart just wore the Hubba Bubba helmet proudly.
And I also want to talk about what happened in that 10th inning. Was Jeff Brigham, your boy, Brigham boys.
We're back.
Got into a little bit of trouble in his second inning of work. I did a great job. Ended up getting out of it completely unscathed, which was great. But there was a play where there was a chopper hit by Travis Jankowski to Pete Alonso at first base, charged it, made a really nice play, a great throw to Omar Narvaez at the plate, who then turned to, throwing it back to first, Jeff McNeil covering. And you saw the excitement, the emotion, Jeff Brigham was screaming, pumped.
Jeff McNeil as well.
Jeff McNeil, Pete Alonso, everybody on the Mets was pumped. And there's the narrative that we talked about before. There's a group of Mets fans that want the Mets to tank for a better draft pick. And it's the MLB draft. We've talked about this many times. We won't go into it. But if there was ever a doubt that these guys cared or didn't care, whatever your opinion is.
Or just still want it.
Yeah, or still want it. This is a game, relatively speaking, that doesn't mean a whole lot right now to the Mets season in terms of standings or record. But these guys want to win every single game, every single night, no matter how late into the season it goes.
And it came after 2 very frustrating losses to the same Texas Rangers team the last 2 nights, where the game was in the balance late and the Mets weren't able to pull it out. So you could just feel how badly they wanted to at least get one, not get swept. These are professional athletes. This is the peak of competition. There's so much pride at play. So many guys in the team are also playing for a lot. And you'll hear DJ Stewart talk about that in the interview on Friday, that every single game is such a huge deal for these guys who have been on the fringes of rosters for so many years. This is the difference between a life right here. Whether you're going to get your opportunity again next year, whether you're going to get the opportunity after that. and just showing up and doing everything you can to win every single game means a lot.
No, super refreshing because, like you said, it's very easy late in the season to fall into a bit of a funk of just like, season's over. What are we going to do? But these guys are still playing as hard as they can every single night. And as a Mets fan, respect the hell out of that.
Yeah. Also, just again, to get into the minutia of baseball for a second, in that double play in the 10th inning, Travis Jankowski kind of ducked out of the way and allowed the double play to happen. And that was something that we've heard now that Gary and Ron were talking a lot about in the broadcast. The fact that basically if he didn't do that, like if he made it tough to make that throw, the Rangers do get a run. And we don't know what the outcome of that game winds up being. So that was like a really weird play where it's also probably just like a momentary thing. Like, I don't want to get hit in the head with a ball, so I'm ducking out of instinct.
Totally.
But like, I don't know. There's probably some other baseball players who would quite do the opposite of that instinct.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'll take it. I'll take it any way we get it. Like, that was a very good team win. DJ Stewart, like we said, was the big hero in this game. Daniel Vogel back as well, swinging the bat so well. We've been talking about it the last few episodes, but I think he told me, like, since the time off that he has like a 120 WRC plus, 10 home runs and 140 plate appearances. Like, he's playing really well. That's the Daniel Vogel back we fully expected this season.
Yeah, and it's just disappointing it took a little while to get there, but it's still doing a lot of damage to the plate very consistently. I'm going to get those numbers right now quickly because I said that before, but I feel like there might be even a couple more home runs in there.
Okay.
And WRC plus was 120 even entering the game. Then he hit a home run. So let's see right here. That was...
he just looks so much more comfortable at the plate too. He's been aggressive, which is something I think that a lot of Mets fans, and I'm sure he's even happy to do now because it's working. It's working, the aggressiveness.
Completely. Fangraphs is being slow on me.
Fangraphs is always being slow.
11 home runs, 124 WRC plus with a 250, 320, 485 triple slash.
Pretty much exactly what we would have probably guessed if for Daniel Vogelback if he came into the season.
Yeah, man, that's over a full season. That's like more than 30 home run pace.
Yeah, no, I mean it was a good win. Denny Reyes doing a great job on the mound.
Talk about that briefly. Denny Reyes came back after a long stint in the minor leagues where he was stretched all the way out to become a starter. He'd thrown 6 innings in his last 2 minor league appearances, and we saw him last time. He was much more of a 2-seamer sinker baller. He came out 4-seam fastballs and sliders today, mixing in a cutter, and the velocity was down because last time we saw him in the major leagues, it was more of like a 1 to 3 inning roll.
Yeah.
This time he got out there for the 6th inning, and you could see him kind of run out of the gas after that 5th and like kind of lose some zip on that fastball, but his slider got 5 whiffs on 8 swings. It looked honestly pretty good doing it.
Yeah.
A lot of sweep on it, a lot of drop on it as well. Looked like a good outing from Denny Reyes, and someone that I think flashed like a little bit early in the year, but then probably was just overexposed because of our lack of pitching depth. But someone who I think probably gets a chance to do something over these next couple of weeks.
Yeah, showed us enough to get another shot without a doubt.
Yeah, and again, this game, all you gotta know is DJ Stewart game.
DJ Stewart.
This was legendary.
Mets'd up bump.
Twitter was ablaze. Interview coming out on Friday. Possibly autographed ball giveaway coming out when you guys are listening to this on Thursday. So keep an eye on Twitter for that. But this was the absolutely the pinnacle of this series.
Now, to take a little bit of a step back, look at the series as a whole here. Obviously, Mets lost this series, but there was a couple big storylines coming into this one. First off, being Max Scherzer back at Citi Field. Mm-hmm. And we saw that the Mets fans were not particularly happy to see him booing Max Scherzer. You're never going to catch us booing like a player. It's You pretty much have to be Chase Utley or Roger Clemens for me to boo you. Like, otherwise...
Ender Inciarte?
Yeah, the Braves.
Yeah,
I'll boo the Braves because those guys have no attachment. But, like, for the most part... I mean, Max Scherzer was so awesome to us, so I have no ill will towards him.
Many times. Awesome to us on accident and awesome to us on purpose.
Yes.
Which is really great. But with Scherzer coming back, there was a flock of journalists who were ready to get sound bites from Max Scherzer. And there was quite a good article from Tim Britton that really summed up a lot of Scherzer's return on The Athletic. You guys check that out if you're subscribed. But the big question I feel like a lot of people were asking Scherzer was, again, just about waiving the no-trade clause, and 2, just about the Mets clubhouse, because that's been a hot button issue in the relationship with Justin Verlander. And I think Scherzer gave a bit of a tongue-in-cheek answer when asked about Verlander, where he was like, we're better off right now than we've ever been, which I think is kind of funny because right now they're not in the same team. So I thought that was funny. But then he also just completely reaffirmed everything about the Cohens, about the Mets management, about the clubhouse, saying that it was all a great situation here. It just didn't work out. Just the team wasn't winning.
Sometimes you lose.
Yeah, sometimes you just lose baseball games. That's how it is. And Scherzer said a lot to a lot of other media outlets since. But again, this Tim Britton article really puts a lot together. Everyone was trying to grab a quote from Scherzer. The media storm was ablaze.
And you saw similar sentiment shared in the Disha article as well, talking about Pete Alonso, how everybody loves him. He's great in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been around him plenty of times, have only amazing things to say about Pete. He was super nice to us, and he has no reason to be nice to us.
And been around people who've been around Pete Alonso, and they also all say amazing things about him. You guys saw that clip from Daniel Vogelback at spring training talking about how great Pete is, both on the field, off the field, in the clubhouse, with young players, with everybody, how much he loves having him around.
So definitely check out that Disha article if you're interested in hearing the truth, and she did a great job.
And we've told you guys since the beginning, Disha, Tim Britton, like those are two of the goats right there.
Yeah.
Like if you want Mets content, like those two are some of the best there are.
100%. Now to talk about more of the games here. Let's go back to game one. Pitchers duel, major pitchers duel.
Major pitchers.
John Gray, Tylor Megill.
Yes. And we got some early home runs from DJ Stewart, just continuing that hot streak.
Of course.
Yeah, one of the 8 home runs, or now it's 9 home runs and 50 at-bats, whatever it is, to get us on the lead. And Brandon Nimmo hit another one. Just keep pushing up his career high total. I think he's at 19 now.
Yeah.
19 now. But, yeah, interesting. Also an interesting article on The Athletic, also from Tim Britton, about Brandon Nimmo's approach at the plate.
Your boy.
Yeah, he's a friend. But just about how Brandon Nimmo in his career was always so just ready to, like, put his bat on the ball or just, like, take his pitches and take his walks. But now, part of the Mets, like, hitting philosophy is you kind of just have to wait for that mistake, wait for your pitch. Like, sometimes it's a pitch on the edge, instead of protecting, as long as there's not 2 strikes.
Yes.
Let that one go by and get one you can hit. Because, like, there's always the next strike, the next strike, the next strike. There's been a lot of cool research done about how swing rates affect power output and just player production in general. It gets pretty interesting. Fangraphs had a lot of good stuff about that in the last year. But that article from Nimmo was cool because he is having so much more power than we've ever seen him have. And it's come in bunches.
Yes.
A lot at the beginning of the year, now a lot in these last few weeks. Talked about trimming the fat in his swing. He talked about his own blast metrics. And
That's interesting.
Yeah, we've known going back years, like how upfront Nimmo has been about advanced stats and how much he likes data and how much it helps him play. So really cool to hear him talk about that and then see it actually go onto the field.
100%. No, I mean, Nimmo's been so great for us every single day. We're always big fans of Nimmo. We always bang the drum. He's one of the most underrated players in the league. And just being able to develop that power now and add that to his arsenal makes him even better.
It's funny because I wrote this outline this morning.
I was looking at this.
Yeah, and I see the DJ Stewart stats, and it looks stupid now. 1,000 OPS. That's much higher now. 6 home runs. He has more than that. 172 WRC plus in August. It's way higher now. It's probably one of the top 3 in all of baseball. It's ridiculous how good this guy is.
No, he's been so great. DJ Stewart, the king.
Demetrius Jerome. And something else cool that happened in Game 1 was another step in the right direction for Tylor Megill, who's had his best string of starts in years.
Yeah.
During August since he came back from AAA.
I was about to say, like, pretty much since the injury last year, you've seen spurts of Tylor. You've seen little specks of, like, oh, he's coming back. But this one, I think, solidified, like, okay, he's feeling healthy. He's feeling good. Whatever changes were made at AAA, they're sticking now because this was probably the best start of his season, right?
Probably. It was the 4th time this year he completed 6 innings, and he went 6 innings, only gave 1 run to the vaunted Rangers lineup, 5 hits, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. Those 8 strikeouts were a season high, with either tying or just 1 inning behind the season high for innings. And his velocity was up again, something we've been telling you guys about a lot on this show. His fastball averaged 95.8 miles an hour, and now that's every single start since he's returned from AAA. His fastball's been at least 95.5 miles an hour. And his fastest pitch of the night was 98.2 miles an hour. That was his 3rd fastest pitch of the season. And I keep updating the stat every single time I talk to you guys, but now 30 of his 32 fastest pitches this season have come since he was called back to the major leagues.
Yeah, I mean, those first 5 innings, cruising. Absolutely cruising. Got to the 6th, got a little dicey, but even just being able to get through that, and this is something we have talked about with Tylor in the past, like he's got some dog. He's got some dog for sure. He's been able to get out of difficult situations, get out of trouble, and he did it again in the 6th inning. Stuff that's just so huge for the development of a pitcher like Tylor Megill, who, I mean, he made that opening day start, and before that, he had pretty little experience even pitching professionally.
Yeah, 2021 season, that was like a real moment in time, for Tylor Megill. But something that's always been so important for Tylor Megill is velocity. How important velocity is. He's a fastball forward guy. It's about 2/3 of the pitches he throws. It was that way again on Monday night. And for this season, when he throws his fastballs at 96 miles an hour or above, hitters have an expected WOBA of 295. It's well below the league average. When he throws his fastball less than 96 miles an hour, hitters have an expected WOBA of 466.
Dang.
That's well above the league average, and that's well above the league average just on fastballs that aren't 96 miles an hour or greater. That's about 400, just a hair below. So you could just tell how important that is. And in those 5th and 6th innings, when that game got dicey for Tylor Megill, the Rangers had 5 of their 9 hard hit balls just then, including 4 of the 5 hardest they hit, besides one that Corey Seager hit in the 1st inning because he's one
of the best hitters on the planet.
He's a man among boys this
so
season.
good.
What he's doing is ridiculous. And he threw only 1 fastball above 96 miles an hour in those 5th and 6th innings, and it was to strike out Robbie Grossman to end that 6th with 2 men on.
No, huge.
So that comes to what you're talking about, where him being a little bit of a dog, him knowing when he has to rear back and get that last pitch. And that was the last pitch he threw in the game, and it was the hardest he threw in 2 innings. But that's going to be the key for Tylor Megill, whether or not he can hang on and really be a true major league starting pitcher. How he can maneuver that velocity, maintain that velocity, and get theirs out with it.
Yeah. Now, of course, you guys saw the game. The bullpen ended up giving this one up for us, which is unfortunate. I mean, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Brooks Raley, rough outing. But I will say, the lefties that he did have to go up against, some of the better hitting lefties in the league. It's not like this is Guillermo Heredia.
No, definitely. And then Trevor Gott wound up blowing in the ninth. This was probably the most upset I'd been for a game in like over a month.
Yeah.
Like some of the bad emotions came back
It
in
hurt.
the first half of the season. Yeah, I was really upset about this one. I was angry.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like it comes and goes for sure. But this one hurt because the Mets played like a good game and Tylor Megill pitched so well. And the Rangers are a good ball club. So to be able to put together like 9 innings of good baseball to beat a team that's competing for a playoff spot, I mean, I like the Rangers, but I'd love to spoil their season.
You know, it is fun, and you did feel like, again, this series bittersweet, but every single game was completely winnable. And
Super.
It'd be really fun to spoil like a playoff run for a team like this, especially just like that little bit of like craziness inside of you where like we traded them something and got prospects back, and then we can spoil their season, like we can do something and knock them out of the playoffs.
That would be nice.
Yeah, like that's that like really evil thing that you want to have as a spoiler at the end of the season.
Yeah, we're Mets fans. Like
I want to ruin somebody's day, and we could have done that. We did a little bit of that on Wednesday, and one of my buddies who works for the Astros was texting me like LFGM, like super.
oh my God, I didn't even realize that's why he was texting you.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that just clicked with me.
No, yeah, they're trying to.
That was a brain blast.
Yeah, they're trying to get a playoff spot
competing.
right now.
He was really rooting for
He's like,
us.
let's go. He really wants the Mets to win.
I thought
Beat
he was
the
just
Rangers.
rooting for it because we do the podcast.
It wasn't
and he's
just
a friend.
being nice. It's not just true altruism. It was like I wanted to get some spots. He does listen to the show, so he's going to hear this. Like, shout out you, Alaru.
What's up,
but
Nick?
that was it.
Yep. Game 2, bats went cold. Bats went cold. There just wasn't a lot of offense. Me and James were at the game for this one. You had your entire family here, it felt like.
I had a lot of little cousins. Shout out Joseph, Anthony, Andrew, Taylor, Joseph's girlfriend. A great time at the ballpark. Shout out John, bringing it back to the control room.
I was a terrible tour guide.
No, I mean you were busy, but I think they were just like really shocked to see it. Like they loved the fact that like
They were shocked to see John, too.
Yeah, they were like, "Who's that?" But they were like, just the fact you could like see something be done and then watch it go on the scoreboard. They were like enamored by it, and they're all like pretty techie because they're young. They just, when I say techie, they just play a lot of video games, like make a lot of TikToks. My one little cousin, I told Mark this a couple of months ago, but he just as a joke, he's 12. He made like a hate BTS TikTok. And it got to 250,000 followers in like less than 2 months. And then it was suspended off TikTok.
What's the biggest lingo right now for like a sauce a word that they're throwing
Sauce
around
is a word.
lot?
So that's a big one. I heard capping a lot yesterday in the car.
a lot of cap.
Capping was a lot. On God, I heard a lot.
What was your cousin
yeah.
that was like 17? What was his name?
Yeah, Anthony.
Anthony.
Tony?
No, just Anthony.
Okay. I'm
Anthony-
Jonathan, not John, so
Yeah, that's true. Jonathan.
Anthony like really made me feel old for the first time in my life.
No, yeah, being in the car with him, like driving from Jersey to Citi Field, like him being on the aux cord, I was like, this is crazy.
Like
him like doing ad libs to rap songs in the front seat. I was like, what's going on?
he told us he wanted to take a pic. He
No,
would
flick.
take a flick
said-
so he could get some clout.
I think he said, no, let's flick up.
Let's
I
flick
want some
up?
clout.
Let's
Yeah.
flick up.
He said,
Yeah.
let's flick up. Yeah.
You feel probably super old being like 70 or
couldn't
however
Well, I'm
old
trying
you
to
are.
learn now. I'm trying to like bring myself back down.
Yeah.
You know, so like that's why I ask.
I mean, John, you are very young at heart.
What'd your sister say about me on Sunday?
She said she couldn't believe you were in your 30s and had a kid.
It's like 11:30. These guys are talking in the group chat. I'm already asleep. I'm doing nothing at all, bothering nobody. So background, James' family is here. Mom, Dad, Julia. We had a nice conversation. I thought we had a great conversation.
No, she did.
That was the point.
And then I wake up on Monday morning.
She's 23.
I wake up on Monday morning. I'm waking up peaceful, kind of well rested.
Kind of.
And I'm catching strays out of nowhere.
Well, I wouldn't really say strays. I would say
Yeah, it wasn't much
direct-
of a
Head on,
stretch.
head on shots.
It's all things you've heard before.
yeah,
from
like
us.
Vito says, James, did Julia fall for, like, I don't
I said,
don't
"Did
even
you-"
know.
I asked if she fell for your nice guy. Hey, I'm just trying to have a nice conversation after the podcast.
Which I was, that's it.
John is, if there's anything John is, he's a nice guy.
Nice guy. Nice
Correct.
guy.
Actually,
I'll never slander John there.
I'm gonna say my fiance is convinced John doesn't like her because anytime she comes into the control room, he gets weird.
Like, all my cousins said the same thing about John. They were really disappointed in him.
I was a bad tour
No,
guide.
I'm joking. No, I mean, they
Bad
just
tour
like to
guide.
see it. They also, we went back and saw Colin after that PA guy, and it was just so funny. They were like, wow, he's talking to the mic and that goes into the stadium. I was like, yeah.
I mean, think about like when we first started doing the podcast here and just like seeing all the behind the scenes stuff that we get to see and just like existing in the same. I think even today I told you, I was like, you believe we're just walking around here?
Yeah.
Like, it's a very surreal experience, I think, like from the outside perspective.
No, yeah, because when you come to these games, everything is like kind of mystical. Like there's someone talking over there, there's things on the scoreboard over there,
And everything's
people
in
are
front of
playing
you.
games in between innings. There's music playing. I don't know how it's playing, and now seeing how all of those things actually
How
happen.
the sausage is made.
Yeah, it is like shocking. It is very surreal.
Turkey
sometimes.
sausage. Pork sausage.
That's
Yeah.
turkey sausage.
That's crazy.
James,
pork sausage.
were those your uncle's kids?
Those were no. That's a different side of my family.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no.
Let me guess. Mom's side.
Yes.
How did I know?
Well, because I just said it was the other side, and that was my dad's brother.
We all
Yeah.
know.
I didn't know that.
We all
Okay.
know
Alright.
the one that he shouldn't talk to. is
Yeah.
his dad.
No, they're salt of the earth. They're too good of guys.
They're great people.
They're great people.
I've
There's
met
so
them
mu-
right at the barbecue.
Yeah. So much fun to talk ball with. I mean, also like, because one of them's just such an encyclopedia. Like he's been going to Mets games since like the '60s.
John's got to meet him. That's John's future.
That is John's
That is
future.
John
Yeah,
in a
John
few
would love
years.
to
Mine
meet them.
now.
It is John's present because he'll
That's
say.
why John's on the podcast. Johnny Stats.
Here's another funny thing that happened yesterday at the game. So my dad was just fraternizing with the security guard because I think he also got tired of hanging out with like 19, 17-year-olds.
It's a lot.
So my dad's talking to one of the security guards down in left field, and he gives my dad a trivia question. And I want to give it to you guys too right now. The only two pitchers in Major League history to have at least 350 wins and not win a Cy Young.
I think I know
Nolan
one.
Ryan.
Yep. That'd be my
I
guess.
think.
Nolan Ryan did not have 350 wins.
Okay. I mean,
But this
that's
is
a lot
part-
of wins.
But this is part of the story.
Oh, I can guess one. Cy Young.
That's one.
Well,
And
the award wasn't around back then.
Well,
right?
that's
Christy
why it's a-
Mathewson.
That's two.
Cash.
Trick question. But what happened was security guard didn't say Christy Mathewson. He said Nolan Ryan and Cy Young. But my dad was like, I don't think Nolan Ryan had 350 wins. And the guy wouldn't budge. Then once we got in the car afterwards, he's like, Nolan Ryan didn't have 350 wins. I looked it up. He was like, no way. He was like, I knew it.
How many did he have?
324.
it's a lot still.
Still a lot.
He was only an 8-time All-Star, and they were scattered across over 15 years.
Interesting.
Isn't that really weird for
I
someone
mean-
who's considered one of the best like pitchers in baseball?
He also like had the weird thing going on though when he played that he walked so many guys that used to get. I mean, imagine how angry the old heads, as we say on the podcast, get now. Imagine walking a guy like in the 80s.
Well, no, he did walk a lot of guys.
I know, but just imagine walking guys in the 80s.
He has the record for the most hits per 9 innings, Nolan Ryan. 6.6.
Lowest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't Cy Young have the most walks issued ever or something
Well,
like
he's
that?
pitched by far the most innings.
Yeah.
Nolan Ryan for his career was a 4.7 walks per 9.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of
But
walks.
he would pitch 9 innings every game.
Yes.
So
Yeah, he also has the most walks given up in the history of baseball. One year, 1977, a year he actually came in third for the Cy Young and 24th in the MVP. He walked 204 batters and struck out 341.
And shout out Nolan Ryan.
Yeah,
is
shout out
he
Nolan
is he
Ryan.
part of the Rangers or Astros now?
I
I think he's part of the Astros.
He was a part of the Rangers for a while. Then
Yes.
he and Tommy Hunter, CJ Wilson, all those guys. Yeah, he told him to pitch as much as you want because he doesn't believe in the pitch counts.
Fair.
And then they
I
all
mean,
got,
they had
all
a
got
successful
hurt.
little run.
Yeah, they did. Almost won a World Series. But
Back to the game.
back to the game. That's enough talk about my family.
Jose Quintana,
Yes, another good start.
just a good pitcher.
6 innings, 3 hits, no earned, scattered a bunch of base runners, always in control. Cool adjustment that he made. His curveball's been a very big pitch for him, not just this year, but his entire career. And the Rangers didn't swing at one curveball. Didn't swing at
Really?
any. No swings to the curveballs. And then he totally opted out of that and was throwing 4-seamers and changeups. Completely switched up his repertoire.
I mean, good.
Yeah, because usually you can throw that sinker and the curveball kind of works off the sinker because one drops and one drops a lot more. But yeah, saw it, went through it, and he's gone at least 5 in every single start and at least 6 in every start except for 2.
Yeah, I mean, he's been really, really solid. Should we say it again, just one more time?
Yeah, just say it.
Yeah, I mean, wow. Imagine where we could have been if we had him all year.
And May would have been different. Oh,
It
God.
would have looked a lot different. And then the only run came on a Vientos home run.
Yes.
I did not get to see it. I had a fantasy football draft to
Yeah.
run too.
Mark bailed early.
I bailed early. I was one of those guys. 9:00 fantasy football draft. You know, sometimes you gotta hang out with the boys and make some
Gotta
picks.
bend.
But I will say, got a little rant here about the drive. What's it called? Drive share.
Ride
share.
share.
The ride share situation was that it was like 9:00 basically when I called my whatever was going to pick me up, and I'm standing outside by the spot that they have designated for the ride share, and there was at least 15 drivers standing outside of their car smoking cigarettes, and you could hear the bing, bing, bing going off for requests. Deny, 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 deny. I didn't get out of here until the actual game ended because someone was like, "Oh, I'll pick you up now."
Yeah.
But no one would pick you up. I sat out there for 35 minutes. I wasn't the only person. There was like 20, 30 other people waiting for someone to accept their ride. Just, I understand. Get your money, get your bread. I'm all about it.
game
Get
is
that
the
money.
game.
Game is the game. But I would have appreciated if someone showed a little more urgency, a little go-getter.
Yeah. And again, now back to the game. That home run from Vientos came off an Aroldis Chapman sinker, 100 miles an hour, 100.8 actually exactly. And this is a stat per John and nobody else before him. John tweeted it in the morning.
So
no one got to it before John.
I found out after. I really didn't know that anyone else.
No, of course, no one would have tweeted that 8 hours before.
Did you tweet it?
No.
So many people tweeted it. Sarah Langs tweeted it. A lot of people tweeted it. Hardest home run a Mets hit.
I didn't know.
Hardest pitch a home run. Hardest pitch a Met hit a home run off of the StatCast era per John and nobody else. Our Johnny stats.
I'm giving credit to
We're
John.
giving it to John.
I went home last night and I was like, that was a fast pitchy homer. Because what happened was the home run was hit.
Yeah.
And then I think it was 2 pitches later, game ended.
Game ended. Yeah.
Over.
Yeah, just like that.
And the inning that was like 3 pitches before it.
Yeah. So I got home decompressing and I was like, that was a fast pitch. And then Vito and I recorded Future of Flushing and I went to sleep. And I woke up, I was like, oh, I should actually look into that. And I was like, wow. And I saw it was the fastest and I was like, gotta tweet it. Because you know what? I was gonna text these guys. And then I was like, oh, but if I do that, then Mark's just going to tweet it.
Of course.
Yeah, the
But
Mark Sangeli engagement.
That's not in my repertoire of
That's not a
stealing,
Mark
though.
tweet.
That's too many numbers.
Too many
Is it?
numbers.
Yeah. Like, I got to do something that's like, I don't know, a little more catchy.
I just got to be
Catchy.
quicker. That's
Well, you're kind of working.
Well, Vito told me something recently because I had a thought. Oh, yeah. We were talking about like, it'd be a fun YouTube content series when Vito went to France. I was like, if you let someone book your travel for you and you have no idea where you're going and you just pack randomly and then you show up and you find out and you go.
That's super a thing. That's on
And
YouTube.
then Vito was like, John, that's a thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, I'm not original. And Vito said, no. If you didn't realize that was already a
That's
thing, like you
original.
had no idea, it's original.
Original thought.
I
for
swear
sure.
I didn't actually see anyone else tweet it. And then after I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I got
I'm like
one
10
more
hours late to
question
the
for
party.
you.
people.
I love that you're decompressing from work is going home and thinking about more baseball. I respect that. That's a baseball.
just
That's a
sitting
baseball
on the
guy right
couch
there.
as opposed to in the control room.
It's a
or
baseball guy.
It is very hard to focus in that control room. If you guys remember, we did a lot of podcasts in there last year, and it is the most screens per square foot I've ever
think
seen in
there's
my
more.
life. Yeah, it's a lot. So this is especially John's in that blue light all night long. You decompress with a smaller blue light. It's probably nice.
Blue light glasses? Yes or no?
No.
Contacts, baby.
John, you blue light contacts?
No, I'm just,
Just regular contacts. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
I'm almost out.
John won't put on his glasses. We've seen John's glasses like 3 times ever.
That's true.
No, last year when you guys first met me, I was glasses all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but that was very change after that once you went Hollywood on us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do actually have some other cool numbers about that Vientos home run. We have talked a lot about in this show about how a big hole for Vientos has been facing velocity. We saw that going back from the minor leagues. And he's actually performed pretty well against velocity so far in the major leagues. Sample's incredibly small. He's only seen 25 pitches at 97 miles an hour or harder. He's only had 5 swings and misses and 14 total swings. So the whip rate's pretty high. The swing strike rate's also pretty high. But he's watched 7 balls go past him, and he has 3 extra base hits, including 2 home runs and a double off of Felix Bautista.
Yeah, which, I mean, I guess maybe he's adjusting to the velo well.
Yeah, so maybe it's just like you find your pitch, you do damage, you come to you take a hack at it. And I mean, Vientos, he hit a lot of hard hit balls this series, a lot of hard hit balls. He's someone that's going to be his path. That's going to be what it is. But the other thing that Vientos is doing, just play devil's advocate, going on the other side, it's really felt like a lot of his at bats, you just kind of blink and all of a sudden it's 0-1, 0-2, and you're like, oh, maybe I feel like I'm just thinking that. Maybe it's just I feel like that's worse, but it actually has happened a lot this year. He's been behind in the count heading into Wednesday's game. I grabbed these stats Wednesday morning. 37% of the time he's been behind in the count. The league average is 29%. Okay. So that's pretty well above league average. And he's gone 0-2 as of Wednesday morning in 20 of his 138 at-bats. That's 14.5%, and the league average is 10.6%. So he definitely is falling behind more often. I think that is because pitchers probably are attacking with those fastballs, because that is something that you can get an early strike on. So something to keep an eye on for Vientos. He still has the great power. The approach still needs some work. A lot to work with here.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it's a game of patience. It's practice of patience.
Game of
Talk
patience.
about it with the prospects all the time. Not everyone's going to be an overnight Juan Soto.
No, of course not. I mean, a guy like DJ Stewart, he's 29 years old. He had a huge breakout season in 2020. Didn't get many chances in between then. And now he's having one of the best months of anybody in Major League Baseball.
Let's go, DJ.
DJ
Our
Stewart.
guy.
Demetrius Jerome. You guys should
Demetrius
look-
Jerome.
That interview was great.
It's awesome.
Yeah, some crazy stories about DJ as a high schooler, one of the most accomplished high school athletes ever.
Yeah, we'll save the details.
Just telling you guys that. Some cool teammates in college. Just keep an eye on for it.
Which I believe leads us to the Esti-Met.
Yes.
John, what was our last Esti-Met?
It was total hits with risk during the series, and I totally dropped the ball.
Okay.
And didn't look into it yet. So let me ask you: Was Jameis Winston at Florida State when DJ was there?
Well, it's a teaser. Maybe
It's a
we're not
teaser.
going to give you the answer to
Because he
that.
played baseball.
You're gonna have to.
You're gonna have to listen. Listen to the interview.
Ah, I like that.
we know you don't listen,
you'll
but-
you'll get my
Yeah, no.
listen.
We know John
Do
never listens.
you guys say like mango? See if I actually listen.
Wow. Yeah, we do.
Remember that time?
Yeah.
No, we say kumquat.
We've said mango.
It was mango.
before.
We have said
It was
mango, yeah.
Oh,
John
you-
doesn't realize that you've done that a lot.
Yeah, a lot of times.
like almost every episode that is on Zoom
yeah, we do a word.
or StreamYard.
We do a word.
StreamYard, baby.
Yeah, every StreamYard episode. Yeah, come on.
It's a
You do it.
botch.
No
What are we,
ads.
boomers?
We got. If you can,
you guys
try and
capping?
bleep that.
What?
Okay.
Are you guys capping right now?
Too old.
Oh
John.
God.
John, you have serious Riz.
Oh yeah, Riz is a big one, John.
John. Yeah, John does
Yes.
this. John does. John's
Johnny
little,
Riz.
John's little Johnny Riz. John, when my sister first met you that month ago, she thought that you were younger than us.
No, she didn't. Well, you know what?
That's a compliment, though.
I
I
take it as a
think.
compliment.
Yeah,
it
it
means
is.
like I'm not aging terribly.
Yeah, no.
got great
And
skin.
you got a young soul.
She was like, "What is he like? 24?"
24.
Look at it.
I
Look how
were
happy he
24.
is. Look at that smile.
He's
Thank
red.
you, Julia. Thank you very
That
much.
smile. He can't wipe it off
Funny.
his face.
Now we're gonna do something a little different with the Esti-Met this series because originally it was gonna be about Julio Rodriguez, but now he is questionable, to use a football term, because football's around the corner.
Well,
So
two-parter.
We're gonna double up, two for the people.
First, let's reveal the last one.
Yes.
There were 7 total hits with RISP. Not a lot in the series. So,
I don't remember.
I think I
who
had 11
what.
and you had
yeah,
12.
that is the
Okay.
case.
And the Mets lost the
Oh.
series.
I did have 12, and the Mets
Yeah.
lost series.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. It's not
Yeah,
me.
dang.
Bad things happen when I win.
So you just tied it back up.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going with a 2-parter here, and there's some numbers to back this up. First
split
of
the
all,
board.
Julio Rodriguez doing insane things.
Yeah.
He's a good baseball player.
I mean, since August 4th, he's literally almost hitting 500. He's hitting 473.
It's kind of
I
gross.
saw a stat that he had gone from, I think, 23rd in the American League in hits to first
he's
in
the
under
most.
4 weeks.
He also collected his first career 4-hit game right here at Citi Field. It was also the day of Rangers-Penguins Game 7, 2022.
There it is.
Oh.
That's how you knew it.
Yeah.
But that's actually a date where if
Sunday.
you look back, Julio struggled for his first like 30-plus games in the big leagues. And that Sunday, I know Robbie Ray pitched for Seattle. I don't remember who pitched for the Mets, but that was kind of the day where it really clicked for Julio on his way to the Rookie of the Year
I
award.
think it was Taiwan.
It might have been. It might have been.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But
that was the day
anyway,
after your
so-
Mazika game.
Yes.
So,
Wow. Mazika game. Oh,
Yeah.
gotta take a deep breath.
You blink twice, you forget.
So
Got a
we are
son
going to
named
go. First of all, we're going to go with total hits by Julio, and I think he'll play, and we want
Yeah.
to see him play. Great player, really fun to have him here. But also one for the listeners at home, and one for Mark and James as well. We are going to go for a chance at a signed DJ Stewart baseball, the best DJ in New York baseball history, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, best DJ in New York without a doubt.
The DJ saved my life.
There's no better DJ.
I think Lil Wayne's "Go DJ" song is the one to go with in the big situations,
Oh no! Last night the DJ.
Shout out DJ Khaled
Yeah.
and DJ Razor.
and,
And DJ Razor.
They talk about the best in the biz.
All right. So
That's
now,
my best.
So what's the DJ Stewart estimate, John?
The DJ Stewart estimate. And listeners, drop your answers right underneath this tweet, not the YouTube comments. Say other things on the YouTube comments, but not your answers. Drop them right underneath this tweet. We want to know, what will the hardest hit ball by DJ Stewart in this series, Mets Mariners, be?
And then we had total hits for J-Rod.
And we have
for
total
just-
hits
total
for
hits for
J-Rod.
J-Rod. All right.
So you guys will answer both. Listeners, for your chance at the DJ Stewart ball that Mark and James got today,
have a-
fresh ballpoint pen, right? Has to be. Always.
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 Question, John.
Yes.
If Julio Rodriguez gets 0 at bats, is that one null and void?
The old Alexis Diaz. There's
Yeah.
precedent for that.
There is. Yes.
The
If he
precedent
has
would-
no at-bats, we will make it
no
null
plate
and void.
appearances.
no plate
No
appearances.
plate appearances.
Okay.
It has to be null and void.
Okay.
And then after this, James and I, we have some business to
We
discuss.
do. Yeah. We'll talk about the end. We're gonna do something funny with that too.
Yeah. All right. I've got my J-Rod guess. Do you have your DJ Stewart guess?
I got both.
Let me
James
just.
has a split screen. I can see his answer.
Oh,
you can
I
see it.
split my screen as well.
I'm gonna check up on one more thing.
Shout
'cause I think I'm
out,
okay.
shout out Halo days. Nothing like playing a little Halo co-op.
I was never a Halo guy.
What?
Me neither.
That makes a lot of sense.
I wasn't either.
I
John.
had
wouldn't have
I had a PlayStation
You
forever.
weren't on the box, bro?
I had a PS. I had a PS1, a PS2.
Dude, I was having LAN parties back in 8th grade. We were having a fiesta.
I
Man,
switched
you
to
sound
the
old.
box. I got 360. That was my first box.
Did LAN party sound old?
That sounded really old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone's getting dated this episode. All right.
All right, you guys want to flick up?
Yeah, let's
All right,
flick
Let's
up.
flick up. By the way,
That's
when
not
I
what
hear
that
that, I
means.
just think like a Bic lighter.
That's absolutely not what that means.
That's a crazy one. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
All right. Bang. What do you got for J-Rod, James?
I have 4 hits for Julio Rodriguez.
I went one.
Wow.
I went one
okay.
for J-Rod. And
Okay.
for DJ
Both went
Stewart,
low. I went 102.9.
went 106.9.
Whoa.
Always sneaking that in there. Nice.
I was 107.1. I changed it just now.
Wow. Man, we're
Always on it.
it's good. It's good. Let's
Yeah.
find out. I hope.
Boys
I
are
mean,
close.
I hope I'm right with J-Rod and DJ. everyone should hope I'm right.
Yeah,
It'd be a good
but
series for
when
the
you're
Mets.
right, the Mets lose.
I know. It's just catch-22.
5 series in a row now where it's gone with our estimates.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. It's on me. I
happens.
got to get worse.
And how's the DJ Stewart ball work again?
Yes. So if you're on Twitter seeing this clip, comment the top exit velo from DJ Stewart in the Mariners series. Whoever is the closest and whoever tweets it to us first with that number will get a signed DJ Stewart ball given to them.
Timestamp counts.
Yeah,
Timestamp
counts.
We're going
Not
off
on YouTube.
not on
Not on
YouTube,
YouTube.
Twitter. Twitter only.
Tell me I look 24 on YouTube, but don't put your exit velo
Below
there.
this.
Yes.
Yes. Below.
Down.
But not on YouTube.
Not on YouTube. Twitter. That's where we're looking for it. Thank you, guys.
Big facts.
Big facts.
That's one. Big facts, right? That's what they say these days.
That's another one. I'm a fan of facts.
I like facts.
Yeah, and
I've-
bet.
You know what I heard? Bet's always been one. I heard you said something news. You said
What?
news.
News.
It's
Like
like
NEWS?
It's like NEWS. It's like sarcastic for when someone tells you something that you should have already known.
Oh,
Send me
like
that
that's
DJ Stewart
news.
I've
picture.
heard that's
I
power.
really retweeted from Mets'd.
I've heard that's power. And Dom Hamill told John and I that they really like calling each other beast.
Beasts. That's old school right there.
I like
Beasts.
king. I like
King?
calling everybody king.
Yeah, I do
We
King
know.
too.
Oh,
I got
we know.
I got the crown on the DJ Stewart Esti-Met.
I
And
went,
then
I went up to John and I said, "What's up, King?" And he was like, "Why are you calling me King? What did I do today?"
John, just take the compliment.
I thought like
You're a
something
king.
happened. I don't know.
You're a king.
Crazy combination of ego and self insecurity.
Speaking of which, we have one more kind of side bet to kind of go over here between James and John.
Yes.
Ohio State, Indiana plays this weekend.
Guys,
College
we're-
football kicking
we're
off.
setting the timer. I'm setting it right now on my computer. 2 minutes of college football talk. That's it.
That's
That's
it.
it. So just be aware of that.
Ohio State versus Indiana. John obviously is a Hoosier. James is a Buckeye. They gotta have a little fun here. So we were talking today. We were discussing what the punishment should be. We're going off the spread, right? What is the spread?
Brett, 30 and a half.
30 and a half.
I want 31 points.
So
No. We
30 and a
we're
half.
absolutely not going to push.
yeah,
Okay.
30 and a half. 30 and a
right.
half. And
30
the
and a half.
loser,
There's loser talk right there, trying to squeeze a half a point out of me at the last second.
loser has a wet podcast. And if you
Yeah.
might be wondering what a wet podcast is, it's fair because it's kind of crazy. The person who loses has to do the entire podcast soaking wet.
I'll also say this: the spread's now down to just 30 flat. So I'm giving you a half a point to be nice.
Yeah, I knew that. I was just trying to see if I can get a
Oh,
little
really?
extra.
What a jerk.
So whoever loses, whenever the next podcast would be in person,
It'll be next Thursday
After the
night.
Diamondbacks?
Diamondback series, yeah.
it's going to be a wet
Night
pod.
series?
Yeah,
It's a 4 o'clock start time on Thursday.
it's going to be a wet podcast for someone.
And-
Someone's going home wet.
I'm ironically flying to Ohio the next day for a wedding.
All right,
Ross.
let me ask you a question. So I'm in.
Yeah, I'm also in.
It's better than hot dogs because we
By a
kicked
lot.
that
Yeah.
around.
And that would also just be a punishment for your family at home.
A lot of nitrates.
Yeah, a lot of nitrates. I don't roll like that. Let me ask you this: what is the vehicle for getting one wet?
I think we're just going to have to like
They should get 3 smart water bottles and just
kind of fill them up. And
Yeah, just stand maybe in the bathroom. Someone pours them on somebody.
All right,
I'm
so
gonna
like not a
lick-
water gun.
I'm gonna lick you.
Yes.
Okay, we could do that.
Yeah, or James.
Probably John.
Probably John. This feels like a little. This
So
feels
not
like
a water
loser one.
gun.
Can we
No.
pull out the dunk tank?
Do we have a dunk?
Do we
tank?
have a
Ryan,
dunk
where's the
tank?
dunk
We
tank?
saw a dunk
Retired?
tank. We did see the. I saw a dunk tank in action the other day.
What are they going to let us do at 8 o'clock on a Thursday night?
Yeah, that's
the
the
question.
real question.
Now, am like does let's say the Hoosiers cover. I can see a backdoor cover. San Jose State did it to USC.
Yeah, no, it's possible.
it
It's not
happens.
crazy.
If that happens,
James is wet.
am I dumping it on you or is everyone dumping? Like, what's the
Oh, you can dump it.
Yeah, you could. Anyone who wants to dump can dump.
anyone
Brian
can
get in on
dump?
it.
Don't say that.
Anyone can dump,
So why are we
And-
saying this?
and the socks have to get wet. Nothing's worse than wet socks.
Yeah, socks have to be wet.
shoes
not
off.
shoes.
Not
shoes.
ruining shoes.
I marched to get a haircut today, and it was
Marched?
We could
I
tell,
marched.
dude. You got the nice tight fade up there, dude.
Wait, John, it's your birthday tomorrow, right?
Friday.
Friday. Okay.
Friday's my
What are you
birthday.
getting for your birthday?
Birthday.
How old are you going to be?
Haircut for your
55?
birthday?
56?
I got a haircut for other things.
Are you gonna
I
get the
got a
same
big
thing you
week
got
next
like a
week.
decade ago for your birthday?
Yeah. What did you do for college for your birthday?
What did I do in college for my birthday?
I mean, I saw you post something about it, right?
yeah, it was like usually the start of the semester.
I don't need to embellish.
Um,
But all right, we're at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We gotta stop football
Okay,
talk.
okay. No
Football
more.
talk's
I
over.
guess you'll
Football
never
talk's
know what
over.
I did for my birthday back in school.
No, we don't want to know.
Back to the Mariners.
Back to the Mariners. Preview the Mariners series now, guys. Getting the pitching matchups for you real quick because I was looking at the Ohio State Indiana spread. John tried to snake a point out of me. John,
Is that their chant?
yeah, they're awful.
bad.
It's like one of the worst
Did
football
you hear the fight song
programs
yesterday?
ever.
No.
You played it?
During the college thing. That was the Indiana fight song.
You have a fight
Time's
song?
up.
It's up. No
Time's
more,
up.
no more college football
Save
talk.
it for the next
Not allowed.
episode.
Not allowed.
Where someone's going to be wet.
2 minutes episode. Pitching matchups for the Mariners series. The Mariners have maybe the best pitching staff in all of baseball. They are
Yeah.
a really, really, really fun World Series pick for that reason. Also a very hot lineup with a lot of underrated players. Friday night, Kodai Senga versus Logan Gilbert. Logan Gilbert's broken out in a big way
Really
this
good.
year. Saturday, right now, it's scheduled to be Carlos Carrasco, but he is on waivers, so we're not sure if that's going to be him or not, depending on if he gets claimed or not. Versus Luis Castillo, who's just become one of the best pitchers in baseball.
He's like low-key should win the Cy Young.
No, yeah, kind of high key. Should win the Cy Young. Yeah, he's sensational. And then Sunday afternoon, 1:40, David Peterson versus Brian Wu.
Brian Woo's electric.
Brian Wu is really fun. Brian Wu throws 3 different fastballs, and he puts them in perfect places to strike zone.
Some guys to keep an eye out for. Big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Cal Raleigh just quietly one of the better catchers in baseball. Very
Yeah.
good defensively. 25 home runs, switch hitter, 776 OPS. Ty France is quiet but boring, but also good. He's kind of their Mark Canha a little bit. Ty France has a little Cheerios in him.
Yeah, but Ty France also taking a major step back. He had a lot of like the popcorn stats for the last few years.
Yeah.
People thought he was much better than he was. He's a light hitting corner infielder.
His home runs became doubles this year now.
Yeah.
JP Crawford.
I love JP Crawford. JP Crawford is probably one of the most underrated players in the entire league. He's rocking a 130 WRC plus with near similar walks and strikeouts. The defensive metrics have gone way down this year, which is really weird for JP Crawford, but he's a dog. He keeps that team moving. He seems like kind of the heart and soul of the whole thing, the veteran besides J-Rod, who is the heart and soul of the whole thing.
Yeah.
He's a really good ball player. He's really grinded his way from being an elite prospect that kind of disappointed to now just slowly getting better. I know he went to Driveline this past winter as well, added some exit velocity, and it's really shown in his results.
If you're watching the YouTube version of this, my jaw dropped because I saw Mike Ford has 13 home runs and 6 doubles in 60 games.
Oh, yeah, you know that? Mike
I had
Ford's
no
popping
clue.
off.
Had
He's
no
been
clue
a
he's
huge
popping
reason
off.
for their month long of success.
Man, I bet you a team in New York on the side of Bronx would really wish they had him right about now.
Couldn't get it out of him.
Jeez. Man, Mike Ford's really playing that well. It's blowing my mind. Princeton guy.
Yeah, and the Mariners also are the first team ever to win 21 games in a month.
Really?
Happened today.
Wow, first team ever?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't believe that.
That feels untrue.
Codify tweeted it and Sarah Langs tweeted it.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Okay. So taking shots here on Twitter. Codify said first team ever, which doesn't feel true.
No.
It could be true, but doesn't feel true. Sometimes on Twitter, you have to kind of do that. Sarah Lang said the most in a calendar month in franchise history.
That feels more correct.
I
And
trust
I
Sarah.
trust her.
I trust Sarah Lang with everything in my body.
Pro's pro.
Yeah, she's a pros pro. One of the best to ever do it.
It's going to be a fun series. Mariners are a fun team.
Yeah, Mariners are really fun again. Brian Wu, you guys, it's literally 4-seamers, sinkers, cutters. That's everything. That's almost 90% of all of his pitches, and he just puts them everywhere, and it's really good. Logan Gilbert also, he's throwing less fastballs than he ever had this year. More sliders, more curveballs. The guy's really, really, really good stuff.
Good team.
Really good baseball team.
Good team. Smart org. We'll see how we do. Play
Yeah.
spoiler. Let's play spoiler again.
I think we'll be pretty good.
Let's make some chaos for the American League West.
Have some fun.
Yeah, have some fun out there. Guys played with a lot of energy and excitement tonight. Keep it going through the weekend. Hopefully see some of you guys here. Gonna be a fun weekend.
It's going to be a fun weekend.
Is it Labor Day?
It is Labor Day.
Wow.
Yeah, snuck up.
I don't really know how the calendar works.
Summer's over.
Summer's over.
We've never had a job.
Yeah, that's true.
On Friday, fireworks. Your favorite Mets players picking the music. How about that?
Ooh, that's fun.
And
like
on
that.
Sunday, Jewish Heritage Day.
Also, Saturday, corduroy hat giveaway. Really cool hat.
It's sick.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, I think that's
Jewish
pretty much
Heritage
it.
Day. It's gonna be fire.
Okay. On
believe
Sunday,
you.
snuck it in Sunday before Labor Day.
It's gonna be good.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you
good.
for watching the Mets'd Up podcast. Make sure you follow us on all our social media at Mets'd Up on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Ton of content coming at you over the next week or so. So many interviews and everything. So keep an eye out for that. Remember to subscribe to the New York Mets YouTube channel so you can see the video version of this, especially the interviews coming out. Be a lot of fun. If you're listening to us, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Odyssey, drop us a rating, drop us a review, download, and subscribe. We really do appreciate all you guys sticking around all season long. Follow James on Twitter at
James_Shiano.
and me, Giraffe Neck Mark with a C. Thank you guys for listening and watching, and we'll catch you after the Mariners series. Peace out.
Peace out. See you guys next time.